Can your security camera zoom in like this? Hello guys, LifeHackster here, and today we are going to take a look at the Reolink RLC-823S2, the 16x optical zoom model of the 823. I did make a video on the 823S1, the 5x zoom version of this a while back, and I will link it down below if you haven't seen it yet. I also checked out the first version of this when it was called the 823A16X. And this 16x zoom is a specialized camera and mostly ideal if you live in an acreage property and you need to monitor more than 100 feet or more beyond the boundaries of your house. If you live in a housing neighborhood like me, this camera is not really ideal. So I'm not really going to give it justice on the main 16x zoom feature. All my testing will be done in its widest field of view. This is a sponsored video by Reolink, and they did send this RLC-823S2 for me to check and test out, so thank you. But I'll be testing this camera just like any other wired camera that I review in this channel. This camera records in 4K quality, 3840 by 2160 pixel resolution at 25 frames per second. This has an optical zoom, so its widest field of view is 54.2 degrees horizontal and 41.7 degrees vertical. And zooming in, 16x will have a 3.6 horizontal and 2.1 vertical field of views. It has spotlights for color recording at night, or you can set it on a traditional black and white infrared night vision. This is a pan and tilt camera with a 360-degree pan and 90-degree tilt. And this has motion tracking and patrol mode. This is PoE or Power over Ethernet security camera, so this doesn't use Wi-Fi. It needs to be plugged into a PoE injector or switch and to your network or to Reolink's NVR. It has all the smart detection of Reolink person, vehicle, and animal detection and tracking. And because it is a Reolink, no subscription needed. And it records motion events or continuously 24/7 to a microSD card inserted on the camera itself up to a 256GB card or to Reolink's Home Hub or NVR. This is weather resistant with an IP66 rating and compatible with Google, Amazon, and Home Assistant. Inside the box, you will get some paperwork, a short Ethernet cable, and the camera itself, which has some weight and size to it. All metal construction. We have the light sensor, mic, infrared LED somewhere here, and the spotlights. On the back, we have a screwed-in cover for the microSD card slot and reset button. And we have the speaker. As to connection, we have the Ethernet port and also an optional 12-volt port if you're connecting this directly to your router and not a PoE injector or switch. You also get an Ethernet lid, mounting screws and anchors, and a steel cable which we'll use during install, and a power adapter if needed, 12 volts 2 amps. You don't need this if connecting to a PoE switch or directly to the Reolink NVR. Now let's compare this to the 823S1, the 5x zoom model, which they are basically the same size and design. Let's install this, but first I'll insert a microSD card. Now this can also be set up that you can install this horizontally or in a ceiling, but in my setup I'll install it in a wall. First, using the template, screw in the two top screws, but not all the way. Plug in the Ethernet cable and push the wiring into the wall and hang the camera onto the two screws. To be able to screw in the bottom screws, we need to hook the steel cable on the base here and on the back of the camera itself. And we will unscrew these screws, and there's 4 of them. And we will lower the main camera, which will hang onto the steel cable. And now we can screw in the bottom 2 screws. And we will now put back the camera in on the bracket and tighten the 4 screws to secure the camera in place. And you can remove the steel cable. On the other end of the Ethernet cable, which is inside, I'll plug it into a PoE switch, which in turn is connected to my router and network. To set up, open up the Reolink app, and if your phone is connected to the same network as the camera, and on the settings, you toggle to on add devices automatically, then just go to your camera's list and scroll down. And you will see the camera and it says uninitialized device. Click on it to set it up. Type in a device password. Name your camera and setup should be complete. And check the live view. Nice. Let's check these settings in the app. When you open up the app, you will see the snapshot from the camera. Click on it to get to live view, which loads up pretty quick. In here, you can pause the live view, listen in, take a snapshot or record the live view, change the quality, clear, balance, or fluent, and change it to full view. In the bottom here, you can start two-way talk, which is full duplex. PTZ controls, where you can manually pan the camera to the left, to the right, up, or down. We have the optical zoom, and you can zoom in 16x. And you see that because it is motorized, there is some delay in zooming in. Plus, it also has to autofocus, which also can be a miss, but you can also manually focus, just to dial it in some more. We have the monitor point or the guard position. This is going to be the home position of the camera. And you can set it to how many seconds before it goes back to the monitor position after it finished tracking. We have preset positions, and you can set up to 64 presets. Like clicking the patio, it will pan to my patio and to my shed. Now you can also preset a zoomed in position, which is nice. We have the patrol mode, which the camera will patrol the specified preset positions that you added. And you can add up to 16 of your preset positions. In the settings, you can toggle to on auto tracking priority, which in patrol mode, and I'll demo it here from my shed, and it's going to the garden, and it detected a person, which now it will track it instead of going to the next patrol position. By the way, the optical motorized zoom of all Reolink cameras that has this feature will only work when you manually use the controls in the app, or if you have set it as a preset position. It doesn't auto-zoom when it detects something. Playback. This is where you can view and download the recorded events. On top here, you can manually trigger the siren or turn on the spotlights. Gear icon for the settings. And I'll just show you in display, stream, clear, recording in 4K, frame rate, highest and the default is 25 FPS. Bitrate, I set it to the max, and encoding is 265. Camera recording is the same as other Reolink wired cameras, where you have the option to schedule 24/7 continuous recording. Detection alarm, and I'll just show you, aside from adjusting detection sensitivity, we have the auto tracking, and it can track persons, vehicles, and animals. And you can also adjust and limit the tracking range, and you can schedule it. Now time to do some testing.
So this is the video and audio quality of Reolink's RLC-823S2, and this is on its widest field of view. And video clarity test at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Like this.
So this is the video quality of the Reolink 823S2 at night, and this with the spotlights turned on. And this is what it looks like at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So this is the video quality of the Reolink 823S2 at night, and this with the spotlights turned on, and this what looks like at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. We are going to test the notification speed of the Reolink 823S2. And I'm on my 5G cellular connection, and it is 331. So let's check it out. Yeah, it's tracking me. Yeah, that's pretty quick, but there's no rich notification with this model. But when you click on it, it should open up the live view using data to watch, and loads up pretty quick. 331. Okay, it just turned 332, so it's still less than a minute, and there is a 20-second on the notification interval. You can set it to every 20 seconds, so I should be getting a notification again, just like that. Cool. All right, so we are going to test the detection distance of the Reolink 823S2, and I'm kind of really limited on my house. This is only at 50 feet, but because of how narrow the field of view of this camera, it should be able to detect and notify you even probably out to 100, 150 feet. But anyways, person detection only. And let's check it out. This is at 50 feet. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get detected just like that. Cool. All right, so we are going to listen in and see if there is a motor noise when this RLC-823S2 pans or tilts. Well, I can tell you right now that it does. This is one of the few cameras that is decently loud. Let's do the panning first. And you will also hear this noise in the recording, which is a little bit louder in the recording. But anyways, this is when it tilts. So you can hear it. Actually, I'm about 15, no, about 15, 20 feet away, and I can hear it. As to multiple people tracking, it will stick to the first person that it detected.
This is the audio quality coming out from the Reolink RLC-823S2. This is the audio quality coming out from the Reolink RLC-823S2.
So what do you think? Video clarity in daytime is pretty good. At night, and this will happen with cameras that have an optical zoom feature, is that it has to deal also with focusing. And I'm noticing a bit of softness with nighttime recording in infrared night vision. As to the 16x zoom, this camera is an overkill for my house. The S1 with the 5x zoom would be more appropriate for my needs, which I only have to monitor 50 feet beyond my house. This 823S2 is more ideal for a house or property sitting in more than an acre lot, or you are monitoring an area that is beyond 100 feet of your house or where the camera is installed. Just like the S1 version of this, there is motor or robotic noise when this camera pans or tilts, that I can actually hear it even when I'm inside the house. Being discreet is not the intention of this camera though. It is more, hey look, I'm recording you with this big old lens. It wants to be known. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.